Hello, and welcome to Jasper's Real Talk podcast. We've decided to do this podcast to introduce to do lots and lots of meetings with different people from different walks of life, boats, racial, anything, football, cricket, football.
Who's your team?
Arsenal.
Oh, the Chelsea.
So anything. So it's called Real Talk with Jasper Thompson. So we thought it would be appropriate to start with Jasper Thompson, aka Hubert Thompson, PhD, Dr. Thompson.
But you're not a medical doctor.
Oh, I could be if I wanted to be.
But you're not.
Well, I'm not. So today...
You're a doctor of law?
No.
I thought you were a doctor of law.
Doctor of law. Yeah,
that's what law I do.
Doctor of law. I never use it. Anyway, so today we're talking about myself with my abled assistant, project manager, Kerry Wolf. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
You see me all day.
Yeah, I know. You ain't done much work. Right.
So Jasper, Real Talk. What is the Real Talk podcast about?
So, the Real Talk podcast is about me today. I'm going to give you an insight. You can ask whatever you want, and I'll try to be as real as possible.
Okay.
You know, and give you some sort of a background on where, what, and who I am.
Okay then. So let's start right back to the beginning. You're from Jamaica.
Yep.
Originally born in
God's country. St. Anne's.
What year?
Which is the Golden Coast. St. Anne's. I was born in Alexandra, which is near Brownstown. It's in St. Anne's, and it's like the North Coast. It's where you find most of the beaches and all the best people.
Yeah, I said when.
Oh, did you say when, did you? You need to speak up.
When? What year?
I was born in 1958.
Ooh.
Yeah. Young
Knocking
chicken.
on a bit now, aren't you?
Well, I don't know about knocking on, but yeah, young chicken.
So, born in Jamaica, and how old were you when you left Jamaica to come to
I was
England?
8 years of age when I left Jamaica to come to the UK. Great fond memories of Jamaica when I was a child. Going to the beach, going to listen to sound system as a child, and lots of hard work as a child because we had to do a lot of chores before we went to school on the morning. And
what, like cooking?
well, no, gathering the chickens and
cook,
stuff
did
like that. I
you?
didn't cook. No, I was 8 years of
You used to
age.
steal food, didn't you?
Well, yeah, what used to happen. Yeah,
That's how you got the scar on your head.
Oh
wasn't it?
yeah, I got a scar on my forehead there. I'm sure the camera will zoom in and see the scar on my forehead. Came about in Jamaica. What they used to do in the schools was families used to cook food, bring food in, and my favourite appetizer is fried dumplings. So one day, this girl brought fried dumplings in to sell. It was up on this high wall, so I did a ninja, which I thought I was doing a ninja, to steal a fried dumpling. As I reached out to do the fried dumpling, this
Fork
girl...
in the head.
Yes, absolutely. I think I
Yeah.
might have told you that one. Yeah, she stabbed me with a fork in my forehead, left a scar, blood gushing, and worst of all of that is when I got home, I got beaten on top of it.
Did you?
Yeah, absolutely. In Jamaica, they don't mess about when you're growing up over there in those times, you know?
So what age were you when you left Jamaica to come to England again?
8 years of age.
Okay.
Came here to the UK on my own.
On your own?
Yeah, unaccompanied.
So
Child.
you were on the flight
Yeah.
coming from Jamaica to England
Yeah,
on your own as an 8-year-old.
yeah, unaccompanied.
So was that quite...
Brutal.
Yeah.
Well,
how
it
was
wasn't
that?
actually brutal. It was all right because the thing was, Aerosis, looked after you. You sat in there. I was sat on, I recall sitting in a window seat looking at the beach as the plane took off. So it was in Montego Bay. Got to the UK when...
What airport was that then?
Heathrow, probably. I would imagine so. On BOAC.
BOAC?
Yeah, that's what was the airline at the
What
time.
airline is that?
I don't know. I think it might be now British Airways. Not 100% sure, but I
I
think
thought
it
BA
is.
had always been BA.
BOAC.
Or are you just making up a whole new
No,
airline?
that was the airline. Yeah, that was the airline. So I came to the UK as a young child there. Lived in Easton.
Okay.
Yeah, I love South Bristol, but I lived with my mum and dad and the rest of the siblings for.
So sorry, just take me back. So when you were on the plane coming
Yeah.
to England, you
Yeah.
came unaccompanied.
Yeah,
So
unaccompanied.
yeah,
That is.
unaccompanied. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you were alone travelling.
Yeah.
But then when you touched down in England,
Yeah.
what happened there? How did you go from the airport?
I was met, and the rest of my siblings were met individually by a church member. Lovely family. Fortunate to have a car. I think my mum and dad must have paid a sort of fee to come and get
So
me.
when you say siblings,
Yeah.
so were you the last one to come? Did they
No,
bring you one by one? Like how did
Yeah,
that work?
I think a couple of my sisters came over together, my two eldest
Okay.
sister, but I definitely came on my own, and my other two sisters, they came on their own as well.
So are you the youngest?
No, I'm about Millie, Lola, Doug, fourth oldest. I'm the fourth eldest.
Okay.
Yeah, my brother's passed away now. He's living up in Canada. But we're a family of, how many of us is there? It's 9, I think it was.
9?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was I loved it, when I, came to the UK as a child,
So, like for me, if I was coming from a hot country, I'm landing in the UK, massive difference in weather.
Yeah, well, my first memory was of snow. That's my
Snow?
very first memory, yeah.
Is
It
it?
was snow. It was snowing. I remember going outside and I seen all this white stuff coming down from the sky. I was like, whoa, what's that?
It's like a
It's
scene
obviously-
from Cool Runnings, isn't it?
Yeah.
With Sanko, the Jamaican bobsleighing team.
No,
You never watched that?
no.
With John Candy, come on.
Oh, yeah, John Candy.
Yes.
Of course I've watched it, yeah. Yes, it was like that, seeing all that snow for the very first time. I don't think I was even cold because the thing was, I just got on with it, And I lived in Easton and Fox Road at the time.
Okay.
All completely changed now over there. They've got the motorway, and it was okay for a bit.
So you lived in Easton when you
Yeah.
were around about 8.
Yeah.
And then sort of like fast forward a little bit. So when your teenage years, where were you living then? Were you still
Well-
living in Easton or?
Well, I left Easton for a period of time. However, before I reached Easton, before I reached South Bristol, Bedminster Downs School I used to go to. I used to go to a school called Baptist Mill School, which is down there in Easton. It's called Millpool now, It's been there forever, that place, And had a bit of an upbringing down there for a short period of time before I went across to South Bristol to Bedminster Down. Me and my really good friend, really nearly my brother, who's helping us out today, Clive Smith, and we used to get the cane a lot. It was
The
his
cane?
fault, yeah.
Oh
his
my
fault.
God, we're talking
Every
back
time.
in the olden days,
Oh,
aren't we?
proper olden days. We're proper old now.
The cane.
Yeah,
Wow.
so,
But
well,
you probably had that a few times.
Oh
didn't
yeah,
you?
oh absolutely. What I used to do, we used to put books in our shorts and to go and get a whooping. Sometimes they used to give you a whooping across the top of your fingers. Clive used to cry all the time.
Did he?
Yeah. I was hard as nails, so I didn't used to cry.
What, the books?
Yeah. And Mr. Coles.
Like
that was
Clive's
a
like
trouble.
hardcore, isn't he? No
Yeah.
books.
Oh, he had books. He had more books than me. Mr. Coles, his name was. He used to give you a right whooping. So I stayed there for a while. Then I went to
When was the
Bedminster.
cane abolished? What year did they stop caning
Caning,
students?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Because
But
it definitely wasn't there when I was at school.
no,
No,
Oh,
God,
no.
no.
yeah, they probably got rid of it quite early in I don't know, in school terms. Because when I went to Bedminster Downs School, they didn't have the cane there. I don't think. I don't
Right,
recall the
okay.
cane. I went there when I was 13 years of age. So I don't recall the cane. Maybe it was. Maybe one of our viewers will let me know if they had the cane when they were in Bedminster
Yeah,
Downs
isn't
School.
it? That's a question
Yeah.
to the viewers.
Did you have the cane?
When was the cane abolished?
Yeah. And did you have the cane?
And do you want it brought back?
Yeah, and do you want it brought back? A lot of parents would be in agreement with that now. Yeah, bring it back. It needs beating. Yeah. So stayed in Bedminster Downs School for a while. I was naughty at Bedminster Downs School.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Used to get in a lot of trouble. I had a really good friend in Bedminster Downs School called Jimmy Flicker. Great lad. We're still friends to this day. And we used to go around in the school at times, you know, sort of. He used to bully everybody and I had to stick up for him.
So you were kind of the naughty group?
Yeah, it was only two.
Well, okay, the
It
duo.
was the two of us,
Okay.
yeah. I had a great time in Bedminster Downs School. I got asked to leave. I didn't get expelled.
You got asked to leave?
I got asked to leave.
Definitely didn't get
No.
expelled or suspended?
No, it was an ask.
Of just a polite request?
Yeah, to leave,
Okay.
yeah. And then before that all happened, I was actually still living in Easton, so I used to cycle backwards and forward from Easton to Bedminster Downs School. And then in the summertime, we used to go to Tube Magna and, you know, get up to no good. And one day, my friends...
It's like a pattern here, isn't there?
There was a bit of a pattern going on. A couple of my friends, all my friends in South Bristol were all white guys, you know? And the white guys used to get me in trouble. Oh, it's the black one who done it. Well, no, it was really like
I mean, I
that.
don't see colour.
No, neither do I. Yeah, but it was like, I used to hang around with these white kids. We used to go down to Chewang, they'd dive in the lake or whatever. And one day we broke into a caravan. They broke into it.
They or collaborative?
No, it was a collaboration,
Right,
I guess,
okay,
yeah. And they broke into the caravan. I got caught because I don't know why I got caught. And
Obviously couldn't run fast enough.
I was a fast runner.
Were
but,
you?
Yeah, but...
But just not as quick as the others.
What actually happened, this police officer who turned up to see what was going on, all I could hear was, "Nobody move!" So we all froze, just the young kids. And then I ended up going to court and ended up going into care for the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and my mum was
So
fed
what
up with
age
me.
were you then when you went into care?
Maybe about 13, 14.
Okay, so
Yeah.
in the UK for 6 years,
Yeah.
and you were just progressively getting naughtier and naughtier,
Yeah.
and then you ended up in the care system.
Yeah, I ended up in the care system.
So that must have been quite tough for your parents.
Well, my dad was devastated.
Mm.
My mum was happy to see the back of me because I was proper naughty
Too
when
much to handle, yeah.
Just I think when I came up to the UK, I had so much freedom. I'm kind of breezing over some of the stuff that I got up to, but you know, I think it was too much for my mum, and she was happy to put me in care at the time. She would, you know, if I spoke to her, since I've spoken to her, and you know, she's passed away, God rest her soul. She would say, "You was just too much, you know, to handle. It was naughty, all that freedom. You imagine coming up here anyway." So I ended up in the care system. I went to a place over by Withywood, a care home there. It wasn't the best, you know. I was the only black child there, and then I left Bedminster Downs School, asked to leave Bedminster Downs School.
You
man.
got asked to leave
Yeah,
again?
remember I said that? No, that was Bedminster.
So
Downs
basically
School.
then you got expelled from 2 schools.
No, just the one.
Got expelled. Don't sugarcoat it. You got expelled
Yeah, I went to Withywood.
and went to Withywood. Well, was sent to Withywood.
Yeah, I was sent to Withywood School. It was a great. That was my best school days. Great experience, you know.
So you'd recommend getting expelled?
Yeah, I'd recommend getting expelled. It was great for
There's
me.
any students watching this podcast, please behave.
Behave yourself. You don't want to be expelled. Not in this day and age. I loved it in Withywood School.
Okay.
I had some great friends. You know, I was in care over in Withywood, another care home, you know, and I really enjoyed it. It was at the top of the green, so those people from Withywood watching this, they'll know, I know the school he's on about.
Yeah, I have
And I
no
know where
idea
the video.
where you're talking
South
about.
Bristol.
Don't know South Bristol.
Yeah, it was an experience. It was a good experience. I really enjoyed it, you know.
Okay.
And I was in a care home there. It wasn't the best, you know.
So how long were you in that?
For
Care home
a good couple of years, again till I was about 15, 16.
Yeah, then what happened? They had enough of you.
No.
They couldn't cope with your behaviour.
Well, actually, I was fostered then because
okay.
my behaviour was okay until a Saturday.
So when you got fostered, was that then with Mrs. Robbins?
No.
Oh, okay. So this is before.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that's what I'm saying. My story is like massive, you know. Yes, I used to live with a family in Mangotsville called the Robbins. Actually, that was after. I think it was after.
So you went through a couple of schools, went into the care system, got fostered, and then
by Mark Johns, his mum and dad, fantastic people.
Okay.
South Bristol people, yet again.
And then you were how long in that foster care?
I was living in their home. With their, their two boys.
Well, as opposed to their shed.
Yes, living in their home as opposed to their shed. Yeah, and they really looked after me. They're great people to this day. Really lovely people, and so I stayed there till I was about 16.
Okay.
16, just leaving school. Used to get in a lot of problems at football down at Ashton Gate.
A lot of trouble with football.
Yeah, football.
So a football hooligan.
Yeah, I was into football violence. Really big into football violence at that age, that young age for starters.
Why?
I don't know. It's them white boys, isn't it? They used to get me up to no good. You know what I mean? Jasper, we can have a scrap this week. Shocking.
Blame culture here, isn't
yeah,
there?
There's a little bit in it.
Culture going on there.
Yeah, I know. It was them. It was all their fault.
Yeah.
Running amok.
They just led you astray.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Pattern throughout your life.
yeah, I know. So I left. I remember having a conversation with Mark's dad one day. He sat me down like we're talking now. He said, "Wouldn't you like to go back home to your family and be part of your own family?" And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, because arrogant, innit? 16 years of age." And then, I went back to. I think I injured my leg then playing football. I had some injury playing for boys club. Went to live in my sister's not my sister, my brother-in-law's home, rented house in Montpellier. So I've moved away from South Bristol now and moved to Montpellier.
Okay.
A completely different area.
Yeah.
I was there from when I was 16 years of age till I joined the army at 21. But between the 16 years of age and 21, a lot happened.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, all my days, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Violence.
Okay, what, football?
Football again. Fighting the Welsh every Saturday at the city centre because, territorial.
As you do.
You know what I mean? Don't do as I do. Yeah, so we used to get to, go to dances in London, like clubs, aside courts and all the all-day events in Bristol, there was just so much dancing going on.
Okay.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
The music scene back then in the 70s and that was fantastic. Clubbing was fantastic.
Who's your favourite artist then? You talk about the clubbing scenes, your dancing days, like what's your kind of go-to? What's your
funk.
music?
From back then, funk. You know what I mean? That was my, Brass Construction and all those kind of bands, Parliament. No, not singing today. Maybe next week I might sing, but not today. Yeah, that was great days, fantastic days. We used to go off, me again, Clive, which you'll meet one day on our podcast. We used to go off clubbing, Swindon and all sorts of places just to dance.
Okay.
Sid Lawrence, my good friend Sid, from Gloucester. I used to go clubbing with him as well, and met some great people, had some great times, great fights. It was a good time.
Until the British Army got their hands on you.
And said, time to change. Completely change.
Yeah.
I was a complete change character.
Man out of you.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, with the British Army, I joined at 21 years of age.
So what year was that? What year was it?
1976, 78.
Right, okay.
Something like that, but 78, yeah.
Still in nappies.
Yeah. You should have nappies at your house. So yeah, that around that
So
time.
late 70s in the army.
Yes,
British Army.
late 70s in the army,
So you went
British
in as a
Army.
recruit,
Yeah,
obviously.
private soldier, loved
Yeah.
it. Fantastic. I
And
did
then
it.
what part of the army did you get filtered
I
into?
went and joined the light infantry.
Okay, so infantry.
Yeah, 2nd Battalion, the light infantry. You know, people talk about the army, but they're a great family. They're friends. I got some great friends up to this day. You know, I served in Gibraltar, loved it. That was my very first posting, Gibraltar. It was great. And then from Gibraltar, back to the UK, I think, Blackpool, Northern Ireland, lots of, you know, spots, you know.
So how long did you serve?
12 years.
So you did half service basically. Then is it half? Just over half?
22 is, yeah,
22
is, yeah,
full,
is
isn't it?
retirement.
Obviously,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was I was in the 2nd Battalion Light Infantry. Then I went off to the Light Division Depot in Winchester and trained recruits and that. I really enjoyed that. And then I left after 2 years. You're at the depot as a full screw, a training instructor, and then went back to Germany, I think, you know. I used to do a bit of boxing as well, put my fist in good use when I was in the
As
battalion.
part of the army.
As part of the army, that was really good. You know, I was very sporty. I used to play football, rugby, all sorts of stuff, you know. I've skimmed over loads of
What was
stuff.
the hardest thing then that you found? Because obviously you were a bit of a rebellious child, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were very naughty.
Yeah.
And then going into the army at 21, obviously that's a whole completely different world, isn't it? So it must have been quite a bit of a shock to your system with that discipline and
Well, actually, it
everything
wasn't.
else.
I got on very well with my sergeant majors and RSMs and platoon sergeant. I would say I was kind of model soldier, really.
Wow.
There was only about 3 black men in the battalion of mine, 2nd Battalion of Light Infantry. But I just got on with it, you know. I just had this a mentality.
So were the other 2 black soldiers then, were they from the UK or were like they'd come over from the Caribbean?
No.
I know from when my boys were in the army, like the Caribbean guys would come over and so so they
these guys were British.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing in the British Army, you know, I mean, you hear about lots of racism and stuff like that. You know, they tried to. One of the guys was called Midnight, but his real name was Robert, and the other one was Frenchie, another black guy, and then they wanted to call me Sunrise, but I wouldn't have none of it.
You wouldn't?
No, flipping hell not. No, that wasn't for me. You know, my name was Jasper. You know, and everyone knew me as that. You know,
which just brings me back actually when you say this, and it's always intrigued me. And for those that don't know, please explain, because your real name is not Jasper.
No,
it's Hubert.
Yes.
So, just quickly, where does Jasper come from?
So when I used to go to Bedminster Down Boys Club, I used to obviously play football. Good point, is it, guys? I forgot to mention. That's what I was saying. I'm skimming over so much. Yes, I used to go football training in the gym, and I remember this lad said, as I walked in the gym, he said to me, "What's your name?" And I went, "Hubert." And he went, they were just rolling around laughing. And like, "We can't call you Atkin Hubert. I tell you what we'll call you. We'll call you Jasper."
And then it just stuck.
And every time I met someone, I introduced myself as Jasper.
Jasper.
Yeah.
Okay. So
There's
that's just for everybody that doesn't know.
Yeah, that's right.
About the story of
Jasper
where Jasper
come from.
originates from.
But you know, the thing is, very few people call me Hubert. Even my family don't call me Hubert.
They call you Jasper.
They call me Jasper. Even my mum used to call me Jasper.
Okay.
Yeah, so it kind of stuck. So great name.
So flipping back to the army.
Loved it.
You spent 12 years in the
12
army.
years, enjoyed it.
When you came out, what rank were you?
I think I was a full screw at the time when I came out.
When you say a full screw, what?
Corporal.
You're a corporal.
Yeah, I was. Okay. Yeah, and then I think I was an acting platoon sergeant when I left the British Army.
So where did you go? Did you go on? I know you said that you went out to, was it the Falklands?
Yes, I went out to the Falklands. Yeah.
So you toured the Falklands.
Ireland, Northern Ireland.
Okay.
I went to, and in between other places, you know. But what I was saying, I left the 2nd Battalion Light Infantry to join the Royal Green Jackets, which the light infantry are more Yorkshire based people,
Okay.
and more people from up north, you know, like
Yeah.
Geordie's man and
Like, why are you, man?
why I am Mackhams, you know, they're from all up north. Great people.
I mean, we
great
can't
friends.
really be mocking other people's accents, can
Yeah,
we? Especially
sure.
from
From
Bristol.
Bristol. Yeah, come on, my babbers. Yeah, so completely different set of group of people,
Yeah.
because they all came from London and all that area, and I seem to have had more of a rapport with them.
With who? The Londoners?
Yeah,
or
the guys from the
Northerners?
Green Jackets, 3rd Battalion, the Royal Green Jackets.
That were Northerners.
No, they weren't
Oh,
Northern. They're
sorry,
from
so-
London based,
okay,
Essex
okay,
and
yeah.
all that, and all them
So
places.
you had more of a rapport with
Yeah,
the people from the south and up north.
Because what happened was the guys from London and those area, their neighbours was black, so they knew how to deal with, have conversation with the black. Them guys from up north, they ain't got a clue. They
Back
love
then.
gravy
Back then.
and chips.
Mashed potato, innit?
Love it,
Pie?
all that. So yeah, they were different. The guys down that way.
Okay, so then when you left the army after doing your 12
Yeah.
years full service, you left the army, and then what happened?
I always used to shop at John Anthony's.
And also, why did you leave the army at 12 years service?
Okay, so I left after 12 years because I went on selection to join the Special Air Service, SAS as everyone knows.
Okay.
I failed it and thought, well, if I can't do the real thing, I'm going to leave. And that's what happened. That's why I packed it all in
Okay,
and decided to come out. And then, like I was going to say, shopping, love shopping. To this day, love buying clothing.
Yeah,
as
we're
you
all
know.
very much aware of that, yeah, in the office.
And John Anthony was my favourite shop.
Is it still going, John
No,
Anthony?
it's flannels now.
Oh, is that
yeah.
also they've taken them over?
Yeah,
now
they've
for
taken
them
over.
out?
Now
Okay.
I've mentioned flannels. Flannels are going to send me a bag of clothing, you know.
I
Yeah.
mean-
So yeah, and Kerry. Yeah, so I decided I wanted to open a clothes shop.
So that's where Jaspers came
Yes.
into it. So was the first one on Park Street or in Bristol?
Park Row.
Park Row.
Yeah, first shop was in Park Row. Great shop. People like John Nation and even
I remember my sister and my brother-in-law coming down
shopping
to
at her.
shop at some
Oh,
point. Yeah.
To this day, people go, oh, if I put my picture of Park Row and that, oh yeah, I used to go to Park Row. I had the best time in Park Row, a little shop there next to Dojo. Well, it wasn't Dojo's at the time, which is one of the nightclubs, but people were familiar with that name, Sid's Place. And opened a clothes shop there. It was brilliant. I used to go, I used to go over to America and fill suitcases and bags and carry them through customs.
Oh, what? To then
Underclothes.
sell on?
To sell on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we used to make a packet.
So you had the shop in Park Row.
Yeah.
Then didn't you then have another shop in a different city?
Yeah, but that didn't come until much later because
Okay.
I then moved from Park Road to Park Street.
So I think it was a shop on Park Street. That's why I said Park Street straight away.
Okay.
So I didn't realise it was on Park Row. So then you moved to Park Street.
Yeah, we moved to Park Street.
Was that at the bottom?
Halfway.
Okay.
Halfway. Next to a place where people would identify now Kushtis. And there was lots of shops, all the fashion shops was in
So
that
how
area.
long did you run that
Westworld.
shop for?
Oh, bloody hell, years. But I can't remember, over 6, 7, 8 years, something like that.
Okay. And then you opened another
No.
one. So what happened in between your Park
So
Street?
in between the Park Street and opening in another city, I moved back to Jamaica for a year.
Okay.
Yeah, my mum was ill, and she said that could someone come home, and I was in a position to go home, and I went home and I set up a business back in Jamaica doing food deliveries, buying fish from places like Black Rivers and selling them on at the market. Hey, I'm an entrepreneur, me.
Okay.
I could sell ice to an Eskimo, me. It was really good, and it was great to spend the final year of my mum
Back at home
with my mum before she passed away in Jamaica. And then, I'm sold up. I was married at the time. I moved back to Jamaica. And then when she passed, we decided to pack up and come back to the UK.
Okay.
But it was like it was meant to happen to go back home to Jamaica, because all my family are Christians. You know, we all was brought up in the church, and you know, we were a tight family, really. You know,
Like,
and
as in close.
yeah, and yeah, so like one of my sisters, Millie in Canada, she says like, this is my calling, what I'm doing now, which we'll come on to in a minute. But you know, Christianity, big part of my life, you know, and I don't go to church regular every week because I can go watch the Arsenal on a Sunday.
You need to support a proper team. That's what you need to do.
Like who?
Up the Chelsea.
Oh God, we beat them all the time. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, we'll support them.
Yeah, but when you don't win football,
Yeah.
Jasper, when they don't win, you sulk. We all see it in the office. We
dear.
don't hear from you. You're on a low.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
like cry more,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, shocking, isn't it?
I mean, for you, yeah, when
Yeah.
you've got to travel.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, you are a very, very avid.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you go to every
Oh,
Arsenal
yeah.
game,
Unless I'm
away,
sick.
home. It's very rare. Even on your deathbed, you'll still get to Arsenal.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I
you're
know.
one of their top supporters.
I am the top supporter.
You must have every single top.
Oh my gosh, my wife Tanya,
Poor Tanya.
she said, you realise when you go up to the armory at the Emirates and you go in the shop, you don't always have to buy a T-shirt. So she says that comes back with another top.
How many
I don't even
Arsenal?
know.
You must know how many
No,
Arsenal.
I don't know
tops
how
you
many.
Come on.
Loads.
Come on, what's loads?
I
I mean, 5 could be loads to a person.
Okay.
But I feel like you have nearly, I would actually say, every single top that they've brought out.
Yeah, maybe I got about 20, 30, 40, yes, 20, 30.
20, 30, 40.
No, 20, 30. Might be about 30 tops.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
And the
it's one of
other
my
place, just
passion.
every time you go up to the Arsenal and then you tell everybody or you post your pictures, you always end up in
Yum Yums.
Yum Yums.
Oh my
having
God.
Having
Caribbean
your,
food.
Yeah.
Caribbean feast.
yeah.
Who live without
What's your
it?
favourite dish from Yum Yums in London? Yeah.
Curry goat. Boneless. They're the best. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it does look a really nice
Yeah, it
place.
really is nice. Anyway, back to the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Park Row, Park Street, and then Jamaica, come back from Jamaica. A good friend of mine called Wayne Collins had a shop in Bournemouth. He used to run criminal clothing, and then I reopened my shop on Park Road. And then he said, come and work for me in Bournemouth, run my shop for me. And I kept my shop open. I was, running that one down in Bournemouth. And I actually moved down to help him out in Bournemouth at the time. Lovely, nice shop, nice city, nice people. Stayed there for maybe a couple of years, And then, decided to move back to Bristol because I then met Tanya.
Right. Okay.
And we had a child, Naya.
So hang on. So